about the same generation we're likely talking about, a little older, millennials, right? So millennials, female millennials, there was a survey done recently, and it was raising the question, what do millennial women worry about most? Okay, so they call us a fickle generation. We're talking about women 22 to 35 years old. This was a skim study. They surveyed 500 millennials and found out that women, and you can bring up different topics, whether it be terrorism, whether it be our public health care system, or whether it be whatever you want to. There's so many topics out there. What do women worry about most? Reproductive care was the answer. And so I think when we first read this, Dina, I know you have the statistics pulled up. What did that skim, what was it, skim studies, what did it say specifically within the millennial generation?
So the number, 62% of millennial women have gone without health insurance at some point in their lives. 62%, more than half.
Okay.
And they also found that 1/5 of the women reported being uninsured at the time of the study, so that was likely why it was part of the reason they were top of mind.
Right.
43% of women reported being confused about health care. And birth control was a major concern for the entire group. 6 out of 10 women use some form of birth control. So those are the statistics. Okay, so we all fall more or less into this category here on the couches today. Would you agree or disagree, ladies, with the fact that reproductive care is at the top of mind when it comes to being worried about something?
Well, I think, yeah, because now we have a lot more knowledge than we did before about things like cervical cancer and ovarian cancer and even simple things like cysts or endometriosis. Everything related to our bodies, we're more aware, and we're becoming more aware, so we know the dangers. And, you know, we kind of have an idea of what we need to do to try to get ahead of it. Yes, you can't prevent things. If life's going to happen, life is going to happen. But the fact that we have more access to information than we ever did at this point, you have no choice but to kind of be focused on that, especially with the topic of career and family and balance. It all comes into play where you have this mentality of, okay, do I want to work and then have kids? Do I want to have kids and then focus on my career? Do I want to have both, or what should I do? So not surprised that that's at the top, because we walk around with ourselves every day. You know, we feel our own bodies all the time. So
and you know, millennial women, I think, like all the girls in my tribe, all my close friends, a lot of them are waiting to have kids because they want to do the career thing first. And we've talked about this, the shift in the generations, and how, you know,
women
our
can
parents,
have it all, just not at the same time.
Exactly. And you know, my mom was a little bit of a stay-at-home mom in the beginning, but then went back to work, and now I want to kind of be home with my kids. And so I think for women who are of this generation, we're pushing back the time where we have children. We're putting career first in many cases, which means reproductive issues are going to be very key to when you get to your 30s and you haven't had a baby yet. We know that your reproductive clock is ticking. And with the presidential election last year, with the president saying that Planned Parenthood is not going to be something he wants to fund, half of the country agrees, half doesn't. Clearly there is a lot of dissonance there still. And I think that for women who have not yet wanted to start their family life, Planned Parenthood is a huge part of a lot of those women's worlds. And
until you know someone, or you are the person who's had to access, you know, something like Planned Parenthood for whatever it is that you need, then I don't think you understand the vitality of it in some cases. That's what I've heard from, I'll use the word tribe, from my tribe.
Real quick, guys go to Planned Parenthood.
And guys as well.
Not for women.
Guys can get breast cancer.
Get checkups. You can get your little, you know, your little checkup for men at Planned Parenthood.
Right. My thing when I ask myself that question, is reproductive care something that I worry about as well? Yeah, it's top of mind. It's something that, and going off of Dina's point, where yes, we are waiting till later in life, and also to bring up the point that we are waiting, and so the generation that has raised us, our mothers, my experience has been, you know, there's a sense of concern on that level. Like, are you waiting too long? How about your biological clock? Well, when I had kids, I was younger. You need to check with your doctor to make sure that you're going to be able to conceive. You know, those little things where, yeah, as someone who strives to always want to make your parents happy, right? And you want to make sure you're having a balanced life, and they're there to constantly remind you, yes, work is a beautiful and amazing thing, but you also need to have the kids. Yeah, it's something I worry about to make sure, because I become a worrywart. Like, am I waiting too long? Like, those things are definitely top of mind. So I think the survey, pretty accurate. I'd like to know from you guys, though. Ask your daughters, ask your people in your tribe. What do they worry about most, at least for the millennial generation? Reproductive care? Yes, no, maybe so. Let us know. Chime in. Anyone commenting right now?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And the topic of reproductive health, and it could go on. In regards to me, I'm a little older than Dina and Megan. And my parents.
You don't look it.
Girl, please. Look at that skin.
Let's see. Who do the viewers think is older?
They're like, really?
Well, I mean, that's true. Black don't crack. We already know. We know what it is. It don't crack. It don't crack.
Just talking about my cracks, my wrinkles.
I'm over here calling her Auntie Kiki.
Right. I am an aunt too.
Because
18-year-old
inside, Cornelia's like, make sure you pick up your shoes over there.
Put your shoes on. Your shoes.
Still running around. She's 87.
Your shoes.
You got coffee on your romper.
No, that's me. I'm a straight auntie. But my parents, the thing with me, I don't really get the hard time from my parents anymore because they're starting to see I'm living a life that they never had the chance to live. My parents had me and my sister when they were very young. My mom has never been my age and been single or been free per se. So I think now
they're envious a little.
Not even envious, but they're seeing what it's like. They're like, oh,
they're learning along.
They're learning with me by through my eyes. So.
It doesn't have to be the old way of.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that old way. And I think over time, some parents they kind of switch that way of thinking where they're like,
do you?
Yeah, they're like, okay, this seems cool.
See, my mom's like,
grandbabies?
Hello?
And I want to be able to provide that. So it's like walking that line. Okay, at what point do you. Anyways, we could go on and on about this. We're going to keep the conversation
Hold on, real quick.
about people chiming in now.
I want to say Irma. She says, I think it's good to be ready before having children means you're able to pay for them, be able to provide for them. Planned Parenthood provides help for students that might not want to keep private use of birth control. So
have to figure it out. You always have to figure it out, and it will always work out. But if you set yourself, that's husband Caesar's mantra, right? Why struggle if you don't have to? I'm like, listen here. Listen here. But anyways, I do want to bring in, speaking of boys, right?